Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're looking at the Red Hulk. This is another one of those characters. I've never had any of the Hulk characters to begin with, but I don't know. There's the Green Hulk, the Gray Hulk, the Red Hulk. The actual differences between them, I really do not know. So I do have Wikipedia here, so hopefully we can kind of learn a little bit. For those that don't know who the Red Hulk is, much like myself, getting into the Hulk himself, I remember watching the old live action TV show where you actually had Lou Ferrigno, who played the Green Hulk at the time, which, I mean, that's all I ever knew was the Green Hulk. And I forget the actor that played Bruce Banner. And there again, for the time, and it's very reminiscent of the time because unfortunately that same trope was used for like the A Team and so many others. They were just kind of migrants. I mean, they just wandered from town to town to town, just being helpful. I mean, they'd find someone that needed help, they'd help them out, get a place to stay for a couple days, solve their problems. Thank them and just move on to the next town, and that's just how the series went. And like I said, the A Team was very much the same way. Um, so it was really a sign of the times. It's not trying to say that a corporation's the bad guy, government's the bad guy, the whatever is the bad guy. They've been accused of something, they're trying to right wrongs, and just kind of going from there. So let's try and figure out exactly who the Red Hulk really is. So this is on Wikipedia. So if there's things wrong here, please bear with me. The Red Hulk is the alias that was used by several fictional characters appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Thunderbolt Ross, Robert Maverick, and Joel Fixit, and other equivalents in specific Marvel timelines. The character has appeared in numerous adaptations in media alongside the comics, including several animated television shows and many video games. So the fun part is, what are his powers? So the Red Hulk has superhuman strength, durability, and endurance comparable to that of the Hulk. He is capable of absorbing radiation, which his body can metabolize for increased strength. Unlike the Hulk, increased anger does not make him stronger, but causes him to emit increased heat. The upper limit of this heat has not been specified. When fighting the Hulk during the Red Hulk's first storyline, this heat created an aura of light around the two behemoths and melted the desert sand on which they stood into a glass disc at least dozens of feet in diameter. At this level, the Red Hulk's weaknesses and his vulnerable and the Red Hulk weakens and is vulnerable to being knocked unconscious by the Hulk. So that's his powers. Now, fictional character biography that they have listed here. Thunderbolt Ross was the first incarnation of the Red Hulk, also known as Rulk, R-U-L-K. First appeared in the Hulk series that debuted in 2008. The 2010 World War Hulks, boy, if I can only read and speak today, storyline revealed that this being is the United States Army General. Thunderbolt Ross, the father-in-law and longtime nemesis of the original Hulk, Bruce Banner. The storyline reveals that Ross was given the ability to transform into the Red Hulk by the organization's AIM and the Intelligencia, and that he did this in order to better fight the original Hulk. Okay. I think that's the storyline that they're going in with the new Captain America. Maybe I'm wrong, because I think we have Harrison Ford taking over as Ross. Then we have a Robert Maverick. The second incarnation, the Red Hulk, appears in the 2017 debut issue of the U.S. Avengers. 4-star General Robert Maverick is selected for his genetic profile to create a being who is halfway to the Hulk. A device called the Hulk Plug-in, created by Avengers Idea Mechanics, a legitimate technology company created from the remains of the defunct supervillain organization Advanced Idea Mechanics, is implanted into Maverick's wrist. When triggered, it turns him into a variation of the Red Hulk for 1 hour approximately every day and a half. Unlike his predecessor, Maverick retains his mustache as the Red Hulk and wears his sunglasses. He joins the U.S. Avengers. And then we have Joe Fixit, the Hulk's. Joe Fixit personality later gained the ability to transform into his version of the Red Hulk when in the below place. And that's all that's listed here. So it's interesting how it's been kind of redone a couple times, but here we are. Like I said, this is the biggest figure I've got. Actually, when you look at him in the box, we have the knees kind of bent, so he fits in there a little bit better. So just kind of looking at him in general, just kind of going over what we normally do. They did give him the standard feet, but he has some really massive feet. So I mean, if we're gonna smash something here, I mean, he's really got some hefty feet here. He does have the double knee joint, but with him being so big, oh, come on. He's supposed to move that other knee, and I thought I had it moved already when he was in the box. So I'll save that way, but I'm having a hard time trying to get him to move. I just, oh my God, I'm not going to break it. And of course we have our thigh. Nope, this does seem like it wants to move, so we have some movement here, but it's very stiff. And again, I really don't want to break these things. He's like, what, $35. So Hasbro raised up the prices. He's a bigger figure, so yeah, it's more expensive. But I've never had a big figure like this, and possibly something else to throw into the whole big mashup between Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and everything else I come up with. And he's got two different hands, so he does have a fist, so if you just want him to clobber people, you could easily do that. Or he's got his hand out here like he's just ready to grab hold of a car and toss it around. His elbow is a double elbow, and that does kind of move, but he's so big. We have the extra movement there, but he's so big he can't get that elbow all the way up. He has our upper movement here, as my mind goes blank as always. He only has a single shoulder, so he doesn't have that extra movement that we've had with some of the other really big characters, and a lot of the smaller characters. They'll have that double shoulder there, so he can reach back a little bit more. Of course, we have a top torso twist a little bit. I don't know exactly how far he wants to go, at least halfway. And of course, then we have our waist here, and that can go all the way around. And we do have a replacement face. So if you want him kind of calm, or if you want him really angry, either way, we do have that. That would work. It's an interesting figure. I've never had one this big. I just, if I find the other Hulks, maybe I'll pick them up at some point. I think when they were doing all the Hulk and all the other Avengers and all that, I really was not in the market of doing all this. I was trying to stay away because I was trying to just do everything with Lego. And because I'm doing all the other ones, I was like, you know what? It's an interesting figure. It really is. Whether the movie does good or not, I don't know, but the figure itself is pretty decent. So I just kind of wanted to do that because, you know, fairness is fairness. If the figure is pretty decent, regardless to anything else, I think it's good. You know, he doesn't have hands, and we never see Hulk pick up guns or anything else. So I guess it does make a lot of sense that we don't have hands that would pick up or hold on to guns. But on the other hand, sometimes we have certain electronics, and when we do look at the Hulk, um, sometimes he does have that concept of being able to manipulate things in a very intelligent way, to say it in that regard. So I guess to me it would be kind of nice if we did have that kung fu grip, maybe with a finger out there, so you could kind of tap on a computer or something like that. But if he doesn't have it, it's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, we could still kind of have him like this, and he still could look like he's trying to tap onto a computer. So just keeping things in an honest perspective there. Um, it is interesting. I'm happy I picked him up because I've just never had a big hulking brute like this. And you know, me and the guys, we get gaming again. I think this could be an interesting thing to throw out and just say, hey, you have this big hulking brute of a person or whatever. Whether I'm using him as the Hulk himself or something else, it's still something to just throw out there and say, oh, great, now what are we walking into? So, um, but if you've listened to my channels, most of my stuff always ends up being a role playing reference. I am just that kind of guy. Even on doing our Saturday stuff, doing preps and stuff like that. Like I said, my concern on that stuff is I live in a house that's had a lot of power losses in the past. Now I haven't really had it, but it's just one of those things of I just want to make sure I can keep the family warm. In the summer, I'm not so worried about it. We can stay warm, but I just want to keep the family warm. So, all right. With that, thanks for stopping by. It's wonderful having you around. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And with everything else going on in the world, I know there's a lot of cold weather coming through as I'm filming this. Hopefully, everyone else is staying warm. We'll see you in the next video.